Hey, growing artists, I found out from Mrs. Longa today that today is World Book Day. So I wanted to share a book with you that you will not find anywhere because one of my students wrote and illustrated it. This is Maya. She was an intern. I don't think you guys were in the school when she interned, but she's now in college. And she wrote this book for one of her college courses, and she did the illustrations. Absolutely beautiful. So it's called The Flavorful Adventures of Rosemary and Sage, which are spices. I could have read this for our spice project. Written and illustrated by Maya Vertek. Beautifully illustrated, I must say. In a brownstone, deep in the heights, there lived two little girls with big blue eyes. One was Rosemary, and the other Sage, and never dear friends were they confined by their age. Their bubbly parents encouraged them to explore, to step outside their bright front world. So Rose and Sage did just that. They said goodbye to their dog Wasabi, and he gave them kisses that were rather sloppy. Out the door they went, stuttering down the Cranberry Street, and oh, the neighbors they did meet. Right away they spotted a banker bill, and did the sight give them a thrill. With him they walked his children, Nicholas and Penny, sporting the finest shoes, better than any. Are you noticing something about the names? Banker, Nicholas, Penny. Past them was the flower shop and its funny owner and a vintage top. Mrs. Violet always handed the girls lilies and told them to be a bit more silly. Then came Mr. Sunshine, who was on TV. He was always predicting the weather that we could see. They said hello to his kids, Storm and Rain, right before they made a left on Main. If you're supposed to name your children by your occupation, I guess my daughters would be named Crayon and Paintbrush. I don't know. Then they were off to the restaurant to see Mom and Dad. The sight of their girls did make them glad. Rose and Sage would hop right onto the yellow chairs, elbows on the counter, feet kicking in the air. The smell of herbs filled their lungs, and they giggled as they licked their chubby thumbs. For them there was nothing better than to be in the kitchen and watch their parents cook like they were on a mission. So, Rose and Sage's parents are cooks. This would be a good time to think about what your name would be depending on your parents' profession. Like if your mom is an a teacher, would you be an apple? Or an eraser? Or a calculator if she teaches math? Anyway, we'll put this up. Today, tomato salad was the special of the day. The twins' Mom Darcy was chopping away. In a bowl went tomatoes, onions, and garlic. Adding some herbs will make this dish perfect. The girls threw in some fresh pepper, fresh parsley, some sumac, and dill. They had to be careful not to make a spill. Some lemon and oil was ready to taste. It was so delicious, not a bite went to waste. Rosemary and Sage would just laugh and play because flavorful adventures are the best way to spend the day. Oh, there goes Frida in the window. She loves looking out a window. Frida. Oh. So you can find and try new foods like rosemary sage. Find the same recipe on the next page. So there's the recipe. She put right in the book. Can you believe one of my students created this book when she was taking a class in college to become an artist? Looks like an artist illustrator. Beautiful spices. Very proud of her. She came in and read it to one of my classes, I think 2 years ago. Happy World Book Day. I hope you have a book that you like to read. I've been searching for the books I used to read my daughters, but I think I might have let them all go. Donated them. Okay, bye-bye.